I'm meeting you, and you have a empowered entrepreneurship seminar.
Yes.
Right. See, I almost read it again, and I remembered as I was reading it. That is different. Talk to us about this and what's going to happen with it.
Well, I'm really excited about it. It's going to be held at the Small Business Center of GTCC, and it's my opportunity to talk with people who are looking to be empowered in their entrepreneurial ventures.
Awesome. Well, give us a little bit of background on you and who you are.
Well, I am an entrepreneur myself. I have a master's degree in educational administration. I have a bachelor's degree in theater and journalism.
Ooh,
and
we have some stuff in common then.
Yes, we do. We have things in common. And I've been an entrepreneur for many years, and then I stopped and went into the day job setting. But I was an entrepreneur for about 14 years with serial businesses.
Serial businesses meaning?
Meaning I was starting businesses not only for myself, but for everybody in the household.
Got you.
My sons had a business from the age of 2.
Really?
Up to about 16. And my husband had a business for 7 years because we had to find something for him to do. And then we had a business for my youngest son from about, when he could just almost breathe.
So what type of businesses are we talking about?
Well, for my son, the younger sons, when they were young, I had a gumball vending business.
Oh, okay.
And then that formed into a snack machine and third-party sales Coca-Cola. So they did that, and then that went into a T-shirt and popcorn business. So my son did custom art apparel when he became about 12 to about 17.
Okay, cool. So are they still entrepreneurs now?
Well, actually, they're in school. One's at A&T and the other's at GTCC. So they don't have a whole lot of time for that, but they come to my events.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So how was your entrepreneurship journey? How was that started? Because I know for some people, and I talk about this a lot, but for some people like myself who may have grown up with parents who work, the idea of going to a job and having the paycheck steady is like what's kind of stuck in your head. And then you start thinking about, well, let me try to do something on my own. And it may be kind of intimidating for people. So how did you get a chance to get started on everything?
Well, I got a chance to get started. My mom was an entrepreneur. My aunt was an entrepreneur. My grandfather was an entrepreneur.
So it runs in the family for you.
It's kind of in the family. But I decided about 19 years ago, I had my second son. And in doing so, 4 months after having him, I started my first business, and it was titled Educational Guidance Services. I had been working in the field of education at that time for about 7 years as a teacher and then an administrator. And I decided, my aunt spoke with me. I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina, and within 4 months after having him, I had my first business.
Oh, wow. Okay. Marketing, getting your name out there, new place, new city. How'd you do that?
Well, I am a talker, and I love to meet people. So since I was doing that business out of the home while I was raising my infant son and my almost, at that point he had turned 2, my 2-year-old, it allowed me to have something that included I contracted certified teachers to go in the homes of parents, K through 12, to tutor their children. And then I also provided training because that's something that I just always liked to do anyway. As a teacher or an educator, we're always really training. So I came up and developed some programs, and I was able to train and do some college planning with students. So I did all of that out of the home.
Awesome. And so now this
Well, I would say the ideal person is someone who is either looking to start a business, aspiring entrepreneur, or someone who recently started their business and they're feeling like they want to grow, they want to do more, they're trying to or want to attract their ideal client, and they want to increase their revenue. Those would be the people who are looking for change, looking for not being stuck, or looking to just grow and move forward.
Okay, and during this 2 hours, what are we going to learn? If we're there, if we fall into these categories, what are we going to learn? What are we going to walk away with?
Well, I have developed what I call a dream building system. It's called my 3D Plus system.
Okay.
And that was inspired a year ago. But it allows me to look at the different dimensions of where people grow into their businesses. And that starts with just having a dream. And then that moves into decision. it moves into developing that dream, and it moves into either their destination or their destiny. Okay. So I use those principles of the letter D and move through the process of actually delivering that particular business.
And so at the end of this, we'll have a little bit more clarity on how we can go about starting our business, right?
You'll have clarity on how to go about starting that business, but you'll have clarity on how to also boost your sales. You'll have clarity on some other principles of how you can generate that perfect, or identify that perfect client. Mm-hmm. It will also include a brief assessment so you can find out who you are and what business is best for you.
Ooh, okay, that sounds good, because that's a lot of times, you know, people struggle right there is what exactly should I do. Also, I see right here, is this a misprint, but I see the 4 P's.
Oh, yeah.
So you have another letter that you go after.
Oh, yeah, and I've got another 3 P's. I got another, there's always something in the 4 P's.
What are those?
Okay, now, one of the P's has to do with, you start with a passion.
Okay.
And you take that passion into a project, and you turn that project into a product, and you turn that product into profit.
Alliteration always works.
Yeah.